So this left hand one here was your kind of before movement. Okay, we're going to look at sort of mainly the right foot now in your backswing. Okay, so as your club went back, we'll sort of zoom in on this foot, we can see kind of a sort of lifting up on the toes there, so the heel's coming off the ground there, and you're just basically going up in the backswing now. So in this motion of you doing this now, you've now got to start coming back down to the goal, sort of putting now in this case, don't even put your heel back down, so the weight's staying on the toes there, which throws that club over the top more than you want it to be. It's therefore going to be hoiking. Now, if your balance is on the toes here now, you're not going to be able to shift your weight side to side. You tend to bottom the club out a bit early, and you're going to hoik it through to the left. And as we see in this case, you kind of saved it, I guess. Hit an all right shot, but the balance then, you could see, fighting it and then sort of step into it, yeah? Exactly, yeah. So what would happen is your weight would go forwards, then you would sort of try to counterbalance that by coming back. Didn't quite counterbalance enough to hit a good shot, but not enough to lose the balance. But you can see if you're losing balance sort of 7 irons of a flat lie, it doesn't bode well when you're playing off a sloping lie with a longer club. So this movement here now, the drill we're going to practice, you can see, and this again purely, don't want to emphasize this enough, because don't go trying to golf balls doing this, because you might yourself, but getting the sensation of turning into this right, you can sort of see your right hip, your shoulders turning back there, getting the weight to go into that right heel.
Yep.
That's the thing you've got to try and do. So this is going to help you naturally start bringing the club more from an inside path. The swing of the club we want to get is going to be in to square to in. We don't want to be swinging the club in to out, yeah?
Yep.
That just sends it over there. And if they did it on the left-hand move with the toes taking all the weight, it'd be a very awkward position to swing the golf club to, okay? So do this with your practice, okay, to feel that motion. When you then actually get into the golf ball, you set yourself up, and now your focus becomes the ball, okay? Yep. Now, if we watch this right foot movement now as you go back, really good, yeah? You change that right heel nicely. The problem is you're used to kind of coming off your toes and falling backwards. So as you go through this one, the weight goes that way, yeah? And this is just kind of where your balance has got to just try and find it. So towards the end there, you're getting some really nice shots in fairness. I just wanted to show you the two, because your weight's obviously been used to going forwards, and I'm sort of trying to counterbalance that. Then when the weight didn't go forwards, you still kind of counterbalanced the weight that hadn't been lost, if that makes sense, yeah? After 4 or 5 shots, you would be absolutely fine. And you were finishing in a nice balanced position, kind of, you were there without the weight kind of going backwards, okay? But if we can work on that weight distribution, I think the pull shots or the low follow-through you get are more so when you get here, you get a little bit up here, and then you can't get back to the goal, and then your arms are just swiping across your body, because it's very hard to rotate when you're on your toes. Yeah,
true.
You need to use the ground to get the sort of some stability. So I like the fact the setup's pretty much dialed in. That you've found your own way of doing it, which is great. It doesn't look so kind of like dun, 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 twisty. You can just sort of get into the golf ball, set yourself up, turn into that right heel. And I would just practice this movement here over and over again, and even if needs be, practice this movement here. Just that there, just getting that toe to lift off the ground if you can. And rather than roll the foot, it's literally going to be doing that, because then your weight's back into that heel.
Yeah, so you do that drill anyway.
Exactly, yeah, it's not a difficult way to move, but once you get used to doing it over and over again, it'll become a more natural move for you to do, just to get that turning into that right hip. And I say when you play golf, you set the golf ball, and you're at the golf ball.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, Lawrence, yeah.
Perfect.
Very, very good. Well done, mate.